Hey guys, what's going on? It's Stephen Ward here, and I want to ask you a quick question. Are you tired of reading motivational posts, scrolling up and down day and night, taking up the majority of your time, only to find yourself in the same exact position that you were in prior to reading them? Well, if you are, I definitely want you to tune in. No, seriously. Not seriously. The question is, how many of you out there is tired of reading motivational posts? Why don't you give me some of the best motivational posts that you've had, that you've heard? Think about it. Ask yourself, how good was the post? Did you start? Did you start doing what it is that you set yourself out to do? Did you begin on that journey that actually got you to go ahead and pick up the phone and start scrolling through to read those posts about? So how good was the post? Now listen, see, the thing is, I'm not trying to throw any shade towards motivational posts because I was actually one who wrote them myself. But then I had to ask myself, Stephen, how good is the post if you're still stuck in the same area that you're in when you started to read it? I done scrolled through like 50 posts. I done scrolled through like hundreds of posts and thousands of posts. I done spent hours, just being on social media, going through all of this stuff, but I'm still stuck in the same area that I was when I first started. Because a lot of us are scared to start. The best motivational post out there is the one that's going to get you to start. And it could be a post with just a black background with just the word start. I'm serious. Let me share a story with you. The other day I was traveling and I took a 6.5-hour road trip. And about 2.5 to 3 hours within the road trip, there was an alert on my GPS that said, new route available. Now I want you to pay attention to what the GPS message didn't say. It didn't say new route created. Because I'm pretty sure that between the time in which I actually started my destination, I got inside the vehicle, and the 2.5 hours that I started to drive, I'm pretty sure that no one created a new road. No one just up and built a new bridge. No one created a new tunnel. The signal was very, very specific. It said new route available. What it also didn't say was, it didn't say 1 hour delay ahead, reroute. Accident ahead, reroute. The message was very, very specific. New route available. What it did was it actually revealed to me that as I was going along within my journey, that there was another route that was available for me to take in addition to the one that I was originally going to take since I started. See, a lot of times we don't start. We're scared to start. See, we want to grab the baton from success, but we're scared to grab it from start. Let me say that again for y'all. We want to be gung-ho and tackle success. We want to tackle success, but we're scared and we want to play social distancing and 6 feet apart from start. But it wasn't until I actually started my journey, and not only start my journey, but I was 2.5 hours in, that it was revealed to me that it was a new route available. I promise you, if you start wherever you are right now, that as you go along and you don't quit, even through your frustration, even through the disgruntledness of being ignorant because as you're starting, you're failing, you're starting, things are not working out your way, and you're just ignorant to the fact of, how is it that I do this? You don't have enough education probably on what it is that you're trying to do. You don't have enough experience, obviously, on what it is that you're trying to do. So then you start to become very, very disgruntled. You start to become very, very frustrated. But if you just keep going, and the further along you get, after you start, not at the very beginning, it wasn't 5 minutes, it wasn't 10 minutes, it wasn't 15 minutes, it wasn't 20 minutes, it wasn't an hour, it wasn't an hour and a half that I received that message, that alert, that notification, that revelation, because it was revealed to me. It was 2.5 to 3 hours within my trip that it was revealed to me a new route was available. So if you just start, and if you get somewhat knee deep within your journey, then things will start to become revealed to you. But you have to start. Now, I know you're probably saying, but Steven, you know what? You're talking about a GPS. You're talking about calculated destinations. I was going to reach my destination regardless, and I totally get it. Well, let me share this with you. You know, growing up, and I've shared this story plenty of time, you know, growing up in a predominant military structure household is not the easiest thing. My father, he was a professional. He was present. He was a provider. But because the way he grew up, and because of his military background, I found myself as a child that conversations were more so like counseling sessions. Instead of being compassionate, it was more so of a correction. And I didn't really realize the effect of it until I grew up, until I had children of my own, and I had my beautiful one and only daughter who is an exact image of me. And that father-daughter relationship wasn't there because I had no idea what it was supposed to look like, but I knew inside my head, I had an idea of how I wanted things to be different raising my children, raising my daughter. And I found out rather late, but I found out, and I'm glad that I found out, that when she needed me the most to have that conversation, it was more so of a counseling session on if something happened. It became more of a, what did you do wrong? Not necessarily what happened. When it came to the compassion that she needed from that father to daughter relationship rapport, it was more so of that correction feeling that I had, but I knew deep down that I wanted things to be different and I didn't want to continue the cycle. I didn't know where to start, but I knew I needed to start somewhere. And I talked about that ignorance, frustration, that ignorance, disgruntledness, where I started to do things and I started to try to be the dad that I wanted to be different, and it just didn't happen overnight, and I became very, very disgruntled. You know what? I can't do this. And I wanted to give up. But I had to keep going. And the thing about it is that I wanted it so bad within myself that I actually figured it out. And I can say to this day that our relationship is one of the best that it has ever been. And I am so proud of myself because of that. But it wasn't until I started and I kept going at it that things started to be revealed to me. Things started to be revealed to me, better ways to go about doing things, more things that I could have done to enhance, to make better that daughter-father relationship. And you may be thinking that this has nothing to do with dreams and goals, but what I want to tell you is that this was something that was very, very important to me. And yes, we all have a purpose, but what I want to tell you is that if you start to address some of the things that are important to you, some of the little things that are important to you, it will help build your confidence. It will help build the strength and the durability within your confidence for you to get out there and to fulfill your purpose. But you have to start. And I realized that after I started, and as the months went by, and after all of the failing and all of the disgruntledness and all of the frustration, things started to pop up. That was revealed. New route available. New route available. So I encourage you all. There's nothing wrong with reading motivational posts. Absolutely not. And to be completely transparent, as an inspirational speaker, I was one of them out there who was writing motivational posts. But I had to ask myself, the posts in which I was writing, were they effective in getting individuals to start? Or were they just good enough and clever enough just to trigger that aha moment for that temporarily at that particular point in time? See, I don't want you to just scroll your life away and just go through posts and save posts and screenshot posts and send posts and do all of these things that's not going to get you to start doing what it is that you want to do, because that is the goal. You want to sort of attack the principal goal. For those of you who have credit and know about banking and know about, loans and things, you're familiar with the term interest and principal balance. And you know that when you address the interest, very little of that goes to the principal balance. But when you start to attack and be intentional with attacking the principal balance, then you start to knock down what it is that you owe. And by attacking the principal balance, you're actually getting somewhere. By attacking the interest, you're only hitting a little portion of what it is that you're trying to knock down. And you find yourself over the course of time just extending it longer and longer, and you have a longer period in which you can actually be effective. If you're just scrolling and you're not starting, or if you're just scrolling and you're not attacking the principal things that you should be attacking, that's very, very effective to getting you to where you want to go, you're not going to reach your destination any further. And you're not going to reach your destination, period, if you're not starting. So I encourage you to start. And the best motivational post out there is the one that's going to get you to start. If you agree with me, raise your hand. If you found this very, very valuable, please check me out on The Imperfect Speaker at youtube.com. I'm also at Listen Achieve at Instagram, and I'll talk to you very soon.